Moyum, hi. Welcome in. How you doing? Belinda, hello. Welcome in. Childish Landino, always good to see you, man. I hope you're doing all right. I hope your Polgazari figure is treating you nicely too. Christopher Vasquez, welcome in. Hello, hello. Just yeah, felt like doing an impromptu stream. Woo. Shrimp AV sauce Michael here. That's pretty funny. Loop, I didn't know you were doing live chats. I have to say, I've been following your channel for a while now, and you're one of the most honest people out there when it comes to your reviews. Oh, well, thank you, Loop. That's very kind of you to say. Thanks for being in for the long haul. I really appreciate it, and always happy to hear that people like the channel. And if you have any suggestions on how to make things better, I'm always listening. I'm trying to make my reviews better. If you couldn't tell. But thank you for the support. General Bert, hello. I hope you're doing well, Bert. Belinda, how's your day been? My day's been going pretty good. Pretty good. This is the first day that this week we haven't been experiencing a polar vortex, which has been nice. I think yesterday when I woke up, it was negative 12 degrees Fahrenheit, which is like negative 25 degrees Celsius. So it was pretty cold, but today was not so bad, which is nice. Yeah, I hope that your day's been going well. Boop. Also love when you do Jeopardy. Jeopardy is a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, both getting it running and doing all the editing. And if I'm being honest with you, the amount of work I put into it is not well proportionate to how well those videos do. But they are a lot of fun, and people like you really seem to enjoy them. So I'll keep making them. It might take me a while to do the next one, but I do intend to keep making them. General Burt, what did you think of Sonic 3? I have not yet seen Sonic 3. I'm planning to watch it now that it's on home media release. I kept joking with my wife to go watch it, and she didn't think the joke was that funny. But no, I do plan to watch it at some point. Oh my god. Emperor Antonio of Seatopia. What are you doing, man? $20? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That is so kind. What are you doing, man? Holy. That's so nice. Thank you, Antonio. Hello. Welcome in. What a way to kick off the stream. That's amazing. Thank you. Christopher Vasquez, it snowed 2 days in my area. Yeah, it was too cold in my city to snow because it was like negative 25. So it was just freezing. Please continue to make Jeopardy only at your convenience. That's the plan. I can't really afford to burn myself out. But no, there will be more Jeopardy. It'll just take me a little bit of time. And if you have any recommendations for who you would like to see on Jeopardy, please do let me know. Lots of love for Antonio, Emperor Antonio in the chat. Emperor Antonio, MVP of the evening, and it's been 4.5 minutes. So, at the moment, the fires in Cali are still going, but it's about to start raining on Saturday, so I can file base. That's good to hear, Bert. Those fires have been absolutely awful. I have never seen anything like it. It was like the fires and then the 70-mile-per-hour winds, right? Ugh. Crazy. We just finished having freezing rain over here. Yeah, the weather's all over the place, man. Friend Harold over in Taiwan, he had an earthquake. Man. I mean, that's not weather, but like, it's still an environmental hazard. I want to see Kyle Wadaga disgrace himself again. Listen, okay. Jeopardy. Here's the thing. And I don't know if I talked about this on the channel, but I definitely talked to the guys that come through on Jeopardy. But I try not to make the questions too difficult, because any question that's asked during Jeopardy is immediately made harder by the fact you're under pressure. So, I feel like it's quite easy to judge, when there's no real stake, you're not in the moment. So let's afford the man some grace. Kyle's got a lot of stuff going on. He's a big, important dude. So what I'm hearing is we need a chance for Kyle to redeem himself. That's how I choose to take it. There were crazy winds a few weeks ago at school. We heard an explosion in the mountains and there was a bunch of smoke, so we left early. That's insane, man. Ugh. That's kind of when it started. Wow. Noah, random question, but have you watched Pointless Hub's videos on the Godzilla / Monsterverse movies? Pointless Hub, he's only recently started appearing on my YouTube feed. I've seen him on Twitter, or X, Twitter. And I started watching one of his videos. It might have been the Pacific Rim Uprising one. But no, I haven't watched the Godzilla Monsterverse ones, Noah. Do you recommend the videos? Are they decent? February is coming up, which means the announcement of the 3 Godzilla Ultimates. Yes, that is coming. I do think it'll be... I'm going to make a video about it early next month, or maybe late this month. I do think that it will be later in the month to coincide with Toy Fair, which is happening in New York this year at the beginning of March. But yeah, 3 Godzilla Ultimates, Shrimp. Do you have any hopes, ideas of what you think might be there? Godzilla is Kyle's job, no excuses. That's funny. Belinda, I was watching your SH Godzilla Evolved review when you went live. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Godzilla Evolved. I think that's a great figure. I think it's too expensive, and I don't like that the head doesn't go up that much. Which is a shame, because it is a solid figure otherwise. What's your opinion on Space Godzilla? Space Godzilla is super cool. I think that Kyle Wadaga said that Space Godzilla was the most evil kaiju, which I think is a good way to put it. They're so funny. Oh, the Jeopardy videos. The Jeopardy videos are a good time. They're a lot of fun to record. They're not very fun to edit, just straight up. They take a lot of work to edit, but they're worth it. They're worth it. Javara, welcome in. Good to see you here. Oh my gosh, Cybertron Retro Radio. Thank you so much for the donation. $19.99, $20. Thank you so much. That is so kind of you. And it's really helpful. Thank you. So glad I caught one of your lives. Have you played any Fortnite lately for Godzilla? I have not played Fortnite ever. I've never played Fortnite. To be honest, I don't have very much time to play video games these days. I got a couple of video games around Christmas time, and I just don't have that much time to play. But it looks cool. The fact you can become Godzilla and then just level the battleground is pretty cool. So, I know some folks aren't a huge fan of the fact that Godzilla can just floss and shit. But I think it's fun. So I haven't played it personally, but I think it's pretty cool. Noah's hoping for Ultimate Zebra, aren't we all? Skibbity Godzilla with them J's is better. GMO. I don't know what that means. This could be a whole other language for all I know. Javara, I just got the SHMA Evolved Godzilla recently. It's probably my new favorite figure now. Yeah, it's a great figure. I think there's room to improve it, and I hope they do improve it in the future, but it's solid. Which announcements do you think will be made from Monster Arts, Haya, and Super 7 in February? Ooh, well, so February from Super 7, we're getting Ultimates Wave 5. Monster Arts, we know that Legion is due sometime soon. We know that Godzilla 2000 is due sometime soon. And maybe King Ghidorah 1972. You know, I think February for any one of those is probably a fair game, fair shot. And then Haya, who knows? I don't know if they're going to announce anything, if they're going to want to catch up on the stuff that they've already announced. I would kind of prefer if they did that. Carrie Wilson, hi. Any Haya Toys Shimo release update? No updates on Shimo. But we are approaching Lunar New Year. So I think if we don't hear anything within the next 2 weeks, then it's not going to be until like March that we hear about Godzilla Evolved or Shimo, because the factories are just going to shut down. Scar King, I'd say, is the most evil than Destroyer than Space Godzilla, in my opinion. Yeah, that's fair. Spire Talon, welcome in, Talon. Good to see you. Still remember me, old man? I still remember you. Plague Doc, welcome in. Congrats on the 12 months. You've got the purple channel icon now. Very, very exciting. Very glad to have you. Thank you for all your support the past year. GMO was Godzilla -1. Okay. Skibbity Godzilla with them J's is better than Godzilla -1. And that is certainly one of the takes of all time. Shrimp, Ultimates Ebro would be massive. Ebro has a very, very low chance of getting articulate figure. Imagine if they did, but if we just get more Heisei figures, my hope might fade. Well, I mean, there's still characters in Heisei that Super 7 hasn't touched yet, right? So I think it makes sense that they would want to round out some of those characters before moving on to a different era, at least for the most part. It's honestly so fun to become Godzilla in the game, but it's just so rare that it happens, and when it does, everyone in the game just showers you with bullets, so it doesn't last very long. I mean, that makes sense, right? Like, he shows up on the field, you need to kind of have to like deal with the threat. Not sure if you have entered any Honey class action lawsuits. I definitely used your Super 7 code and used Honey in the past. Huh. Does that mean I have to, like... Did Honey steal money from me because you used my code with Honey? Is that how that works? I hope not. I've got it in almost the exact same pose as the High Evolve version 2. The only difference being the elbows. I see. I feel like it's been a while since we got a crazy toy reveal. Yeah, man. Where is, like, Behemoth or Haya Tiamat or, like, a Playmate Skilla, whatever you want to pronounce it? It definitely has felt like that, hasn't it? Well, I think there's going to be some cool stuff this year, though. That's going to have people... it's going to take people aback, for sure. Have you seen Blunt Brother Productions? No, I have not. I think that when the solicitation for Monster Arts 2000, they will announce a companion figure. Ooh. Yeah, so you think they'll put up the solicitation for Megaguirus and then not too long after... Sorry, for Godzilla, and then not too long after it'd be Megaguirus? I would hope so. Do you think SH will ever make a Megalon figure? I hope so. I hope so. I mean, they put out Gigan, what, 2 years ago at this point? Almost 2 years ago? And now they're finishing the roster with Ghidorah later this year. So I think that there's hope for Megalon, for sure. It just might take a little bit. Not sure if you've ever covered this in a video, but how do you balance YouTube with real life responsibilities like working a job and having a family to tend to? Ah. That's a great question, Noah. So I don't know if it's worth the whole video, but like I'll tell you what my day looks like right now. I get up at 4:45 in the morning. I go to the gym. I do my workout. I come home. Around 6:30, I wake my daughter up, get her sort of ready for the day. Then I wake up my wife. I make them breakfast. And then right now I'm on parental leave. So then my wife starts work around 8 a.m. I tend to the baby. Baby goes down for a nap. While she's napping for about an hour, then I work on my side projects, whether that's YouTube or whatever. Then the baby wakes up, hang out with baby, make lunch for the family. Baby goes down for a nap again, work on my projects. Baby wakes up, hang out with baby, make dinner for the family. Baby goes to sleep, hang out with my wife for a little bit, and then if I still need to work on something, then I work on something, and then I go to sleep around 9:30. So that's what my day looks like. It is a very, very, very packed day, but I'm very happy with all the stuff that I do, so it feels very fulfilling. I want to get my boyfriend more into Godzilla, so what would be the best movie to recommend him? So if you want to get him into Godzilla, I mean, like Shin Godzilla or Godzilla -1 are great standalones. GMK is also a fairly good standalone. I feel like you couldn't go wrong with all three of those. So Honey takes the affiliate credit when you click on check for coupons, so they probably did steal your money. Well, that's annoying. Maybe I should look into that a little bit. Invasion of Astro Monster celebrates its 60th this year. Maybe that is what Super 7 will be doing. So Super 7, I mean, they did the dancing reaction, right? And then they did the dancing reaction in Glow. But maybe there'll be more? Who knows? You think Haya will reveal a figure soon? It's been a while since they revealed Kyugoji, right? It's been a decent little chunk. Personally, like I'd rather see them do the updated prototypes of Mechagodzilla 93 and Kyugoji before they solicit something else. Right? Because the last two they solicited, they had to go and rework because they weren't ready. So I'd rather see them show those two off again. I'd rather them show those two off in their new designs before they ask you to pay more money for a new product. Spire Talon, I got the Energized Godzilla from Haya. It's my first Haya Toys figure. It's my favorite Godzilla figure I have now. Energized Godzilla is a really fun toy, and it looks really, really cool. Ethan Dino, hello. What have I missed? Hello, Ethan. It's been about 18 and a half minutes, so not too much. Just chatting. Just chatting. Stop Motion Joel, hello. Hi. Good to see you. SH Monsters and Gearus was a pretty crazy toy reveal. A few years ago, we would have gone absolutely crazy for that. I feel like we've just been a little spoiled lately. Ooh, that is a spicy take. It's not like super spicy, super crazy. I do think you're right though. Like Anguirus was one that was kind of funny because it was the Monster Arts Godzilla Day 70 years old reveal. So, you know, on Godzilla's 70th birthday, it's like, I guess technically it's the 79th birthday, but it was like, yeah, here's Anguirus. I do feel like people were excited about Anguirus. I do think that the color of the figure threw people off a little bit. But otherwise, I thought that was pretty good. There's definitely a lot of good stuff out there right now. And perhaps people spend too much attention on what they don't like rather than what they do like. So I think that's probably true. Marvin, will you ever do a review on your collection? Probably not. My collection is probably like not that exciting compared to most of you guys. I mean, I had to scale down quite a lot on my collection. Just by the consequence of like being an adult with responsibilities. Kaiju fan 1954, hello all. How are things? Things are good. 1954, welcome in. Megaguirus or an Orga figure, even though Orgo is 1999 Godzilla. Yeah, well, Anybody who could do an Orga or Mega Gearus, that'd be pretty cool. I was thinking SH was going to make a King Caesar figure for his 50th anniversary in 2024. Yeah, well, I mean, they skipped Megalon for his 50th, right? And then they would have skipped somebody on the in 2023, right? Was it Hedera? No. Maybe? I don't know. So I thought they were gonna do something for Mechagodzilla's 50th last year, but then they didn't. So I'm not sure. With Haya doing a Godzilla 2000 figure, do you think there's a possibility of them making an Orga figure in the future? I definitely think it's possible. Like, this is the company that gave us Skull Devil and Female Muto. So I think it's possible. Whether they actually do it remains to be seen. I'm thinking maybe Haya is actually slowing down LOL, just working on getting what they have already done. I think you're right. It'll probably be Mecha King Ghidorah or G14 Heat Ray figure. G-Ray Heat Ray. G14 Heat Ray, I think, is most likely, for sure. Mecha King Ghidorah, I think they will wait until Ghidorah 91 lands. I think they're going to want to get that into your hands and for you to be happy with it before they ask you to put down more money for like another big purchase for Mecha King Ghidorah. I'm sick. Should I go live? I'm very bored. I'm sorry that my stream is boring you, Talon. But no, if you're sick, you should definitely rest. Don't do that. Just joined. When do you think Super 7 might reveal the fun Kaiju vinyl? Since I remember you saying that they were linked online somewhere. Yeah, they were linked to Al's Hobbies, but they've taken it down. I'm pretty sure that Super 7 was like, hey, can you stop leaking our stuff? I do think it'll be Q1, so sometime within the next 90 days. I would say definitely before San Diego Comic-Con. I want to see Haya Scar King soon. The monster arts ain't doing it for me. Yeah, I mean, I like how the Scar King kind of sits on my shelf on all fours, but and as I said in my review, like the hands just piss me off. And I'd be curious to see what the Haya Scar King looks like. For Christmas, my parents surprised me with the exclusive Godzilla and Jet Jaguar handshake set. Yeah, that set sold out like really quickly. Much faster than I would have guessed. But it's a really neat set. I like it. Spire Talon, have you picked up any Reveltech figures? I have not. I've been really tempted with the Attack on Titan line. I really want the Attack on Titan line, but I just don't want to try not to spend too much money. Cybertron Retro Radio donated another $20. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you. I got to get going, but thank you for the content as always. Keep it up. Thank you for the encouraging words. Thank you for the support. Much, much, much appreciated. Everybody, W's in chat for Cybertron Retro Radio. Jurassic OG fan. I swear I'm so sick of waiting for the Evolved Godzilla from Haya. I mean, I'm happy they updated and everything, but it's been almost a year. Yeah, I hear you. I feel that I really just wish that Haya would issue a statement and be like, here's what's going on. Here's what the timeline looks like. You know, it might not change anything, but at least like people would know and they would, you know, not feel the need to keep asking like, where is this stuff? So I totally get the frustration. There's a rumor that Haya's Godzilla Evolved will drop mid-April to May. Okay, I don't know where that's coming from. And I don't know if that means China or the North American distribution. But yeah, I mean, they haven't said anything. So nothing we can really go on. Would it be crazy to think that we could get Showa Ultimates from Wave 5 in February? The date is coming up, as far as I know, we don't have much info on it. No, it won't be Showa. It will not be Showa. I will be doing a video on what we know about Wave 5 soon, like within the next week or two. Your collection looks great, honestly. Oh, well, thank you very much. That's very kind. Toku Society, hello. Welcome in, Toku Society. Always glad to see you. One of the OGs, you know, I think, yeah, one of the OGs. Welcome in, Toku. Things are going well. I hope you're doing well. Larva Train Showa Ultimates would sell very well. So, okay, here's a question for you. Is it that you want Showa Ultimates next? Or would you like to continue seeing Super 7 improve based on fan feedback for a couple of waves before they get to Showa Ultimates? Right? Because like we don't even have articulated Jaws yet. You know, I think there's the I think folks are interested in a little bit more of a matted texture to the figures rather than the gloss. So do you want to see Show Ultimates in the next 2 or 3 waves? Or do you want them to keep putting stuff out and taking in that feedback so that when you get to Show Ultimates, it's like really, really, really solid? Honest question for the group. I am so behind on chat. Oh my gosh. Monster Arts Evolved Godzilla looks great. Would be better if the colors were accurate. I think it looks pretty accurate. Someone on Twitter got an SHMA Shimo, and it looks the same as the promos for better or worse. Okay, Wendigo, you know what's so funny you said this, because I recorded a video today, but I ended up deleting it. And I'm pretty sure, like, word for word, I think that I said this in that recording. I said, for better or worse, it looks just like the promos. So it's probably doing nothing to sway whatever opinion you had when the promos first came out. I deleted it because it felt a little bit rambly, and also like I wasn't like I had some opinions in there that I feel like were just better left unsaid. What do you think Eden Buster's final sculpt with Haya is? I think it's going to be Final Goji, Final Wars. This may be a mean thing to say, but one of my favorite Godzilla purchases of recent is the Reaction metallic blind boxes. Why is that a mean thing to say? That's not mean at all. I like the metallic blind boxes. I don't have Target in Canada, so I have no means of like getting them without paying a stupid amount of money. But I do like how the blind boxes look. I think they look pretty dope. Aidenzilla, hello, welcome in, Aidenzilla. With Godzilla 2002, do you think that Haya will make a Kiryu figure? I think that Haya absolutely will make a Kiryu figure, whether that's this year or next year. I think that's up for discussion, but I think they will definitely have a Kiryu come out 100%. I definitely like Haya to announce Scar King. It would honestly give me a bit of a reason to get the Haya GXK Kong. I think Scar King is like one of the last characters from the movie for them to do. It's definitely coming. Does the SH Scar King use bendy wire or ball joints for the whip? It uses bendy wire, and the whip is like a hard rubber / softer plastic. Hello, my battle exclusive Burning Godzilla is close to being at my feet. I'm so hyped. Nice. Yeah. I think mine is still in China. Hasn't left China yet. But mine is coming on the way as well. Hey, Kaiju, didn't you stream today? But I just got both Godzilla Evolved and the new Shin Godzilla SH Monsters this month. Both are really cool. Cool. I'm glad you like them. Those both seem like really, really good figures. I want Monster Arts Scar King since Haya didn't come out yet. I think you're saying you want the Monster Arts Scar King since Haya hasn't announced one yet. I think at this point, like, we kind of have an idea of what a Haya Scar King would look like. So it's up to you to really make the decision which one you be more interested in. Do you consider yourself a completionist when it comes to Super 7's Godzilla line? This is such a good question. For the first couple of years, I was getting absolutely everything. With the addition of the blind boxes being exclusive to Target, it has made that much more expensive than I would be comfortable with. And as a result, I have slowed down, and I'm not going for like 100% completion on Super 7 stuff. I'm being much more choosy about what I pick up, which has been nice actually. It's felt liberating in a sense. But like the past year, my wife's been on mat leave. And so, I've been working really hard to support the three of us. And so, like, I guess being able to slow down on some of those harder to get pieces has been helpful in making sure that the bills are paid, Yeah, Haya's put out statements regarding remolds for G14, Mechagodzilla 93, and GEO2. It feels odd that they haven't put anything out about Evo Goji. They'll probably put it out once it's releasing, because that's what they did with Godzilla 2014. I just think that they should do it sooner than that. Do you listen to music? If so, who is your favorite artist? It really changes day to day. I'm sorry to say that, like, a lot of the stuff I listen to is now considered dad rock. Like, growing up, I listened to Evanescence, I listened to Linkin Park, I listened to Rise Against, and I still listen to those guys every once in a while. I was huge on Disturbed and Slipknot. I listen to a lot more of, like, soundtracks now and, like, scores now. But I listen to, like, either, like, orchestral stuff or, like, hard rock / metal. That's sort of where I'm at. I know several companies are doing Godzilla figures, but if there was one more company you'd like to see take a swing at Godzilla figures. Okay. Yeah, good question. I would love to see Joy Toy. I would love to see Joy Toy do a 4-inch articulated Toho line, the same way they do, like, Warhammer and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think Joy Toy would nail it. And I think that a super articulated 4-inch line would be really cool. They showed off at a few events but haven't said anything. I'm pretty sure 2014 Goji is a remodel as well. Yeah, so this is, like, Haya's thing. They don't tell you that they've updated their figures until they come out. They put updated molds out at conventions and just sort of leave you to figure it out yourself that the sculpt looks different, right? Rather than telling us, hey, we've updated 2014 Godzilla. We've updated Godzilla Evolved. We might have updated the Shimo to be larger. We just don't know. And it's really annoying. I'm honestly hyped for the Monster Art Shimo. Cool, man. I think Shimo looks fine for what it is. I think that she's too expensive. But otherwise, a great market alternative to the Haya if you have the money. Say the opinion, say them. I still might, Mike. You never know. What are your hopes for the next MonsterVerse movie? I was thinking of making a video on this, but yeah, I have some ideas. Maybe I'll make a video. Because they're a Target exclusive and not in Canada. Yeah. Oh, that's why you feel bad about saying that. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. No, but they do look great. They look really, really great. Super 7 makes 67 Godzilla and then take the feedback from that to make peak Showa. There you go. That's a good balance. The one thing I feel the SH Shimo has over Haya is its size. I wish the Haya was bigger. Yes, I wish the Haya was bigger too. Why is the 6-inch Shimo bigger than the 7-inch Shimo? It makes no bloody sense. It drives me crazy. What's your favorite type of bread? I love sourdough bread. We have a sourdough bakery near our house. And we try to go and get bread about once a week. What would be absolutely peak is Haya Shin Godzilla. I think they'd finally make a paint scheme that wouldn't pre-order Rob. I don't know what pre-order Rob means. That wouldn't... Oh, piss off Rob? Piss off Rob. Ah, I see. I don't know why I said pre-order Rob. No, I think Haya would kill Shin Godzilla. I really hope that they get to it sometime in the next couple of years. I'm surprised that Monster Arts hasn't made an anniversary Mothra or Batra figure. Yeah, that is kind of interesting. What kaiju do you want most from Super 7 for each era? I want Titanosaurus and or Ebra from Showa. From Heisei, I actually really hope that Super 7 makes a Destroyer Evolution pack. I think that would be really cool. And Junior to go with it. Millennium, I want the full cast of GMK. And Reiwa, probably Shin Godzilla at this point. I barely remembered what the SH Shimo looked like as the proto, and I just looked at it in hand photos. All I gotta say is the yikes face. The in hand photo looks pretty much identical to the prototype. Whether you think the prototype ever looked good, it's a different question. So, yeah. If you don't like what the SH is doing, you have the Haya. And vice versa. It's great. You have market options. Pick the one that activates your almonds. I think I should dumb down my collecting. I collect Jurassic World, Hammond Collection, Transformers Studio Series, Marvel Legends occasionally, and Haya Godzilla's. Australia's prices are bad as well. I used to collect Marvel Legends. I used to collect Transformers. I still have a couple pieces, actually. Like, I have the... I was gifted the Armada Commander class Optimus Prime, so I still have that one. And I actually have pre-ordered the Marvel Legends Nemesis Build-A-Figure because I think that thing looks so sick. But have otherwise, yeah, I've slowed down on pretty much everything else. Alex Sawyer, hey gang, welcome in, Alex. Good to see you. Will you get Monsterverse Declassified comic? Probably not, but I'm interested to see what happens in it. I saw Baby Metal live last year for the first time, and my god, it was absolutely awesome. That's great. Joy Toy Godzilla will go crazy? I think so. Thoughts on Haya's Evo Goji allegedly having one giant ball joint for his largest spine on his back? I don't know if it's an allegation. Like, if you look at the photos from Wonderfest, like, it's there. I think once it's painted up, it's not going to look as jarring. But I guess time will tell. I don't really know why it's there. If it's there to, like, address the whole, like, spine gap situation. But we'll see, I guess. Spire, how do you not get so burnt out from doing YouTube? I'm really burnt out from YouTube. I haven't uploaded since last year. I don't know if this is like a New Year's joke, but let's I don't know. Let's take the question at face value. I mean, if you guys notice, like there are weeks where I just don't upload anything. And the YouTube backend like hates that. The YouTube backend constantly is like, you're not doing as well as you did last month. Like, screw you, YouTube algorithm. So like I've really slowed down on YouTube stuff by just only making the content that I want to make. There was a point when I was getting started where I was doing 2 videos per week, like a regiment. It was like, I have to do 2 videos per week and I have to like brainstorm what the topics are going to be, da 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 da. But like, as I've gotten, you know, as the channel's grown, as I have people that are showing up to watch my videos, I don't feel as pressured to like make the content to keep up with the algorithm. I more so trust my audience to show up when I have something to say. And, you know, sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes I make a video and I think, oh, this is going to be, you know, good. And it doesn't really perform that well. But like, I'm also not going to just run myself ragged to make the YouTube algorithm happy. So, that's me personally. I mean, it helps that like I have a job and a family and a baby to like keep me occupied, right? So I'm not like consistently thinking about YouTube. But yeah, so that's how I stay. I don't get burned out. It's like if I don't feel like making stuff, I don't make stuff. I'm getting both the Haya and the Monster Art Shimo. Shimo's one of my favorite kaiju. Nice. That's some real king shit. Monster Art Shimo's fine, but the lack of paint to me is not worth the price point. But hey, if someone gets her and loves it, more power. That's a very mature take, Alex. I agree that it's not the lack of paint necessarily. It's the lack of like a wash to bring out some of those details. Now, I do know that they have like the iridescent paint on her to like mimic what the features in the movie. and a black wash might completely eliminate that effect. But I still think that you need something to bring out the details of the texture. And that's, to me, that's like the biggest reason behind the whole like Playmates comparison, is because the Playmates also lacks a wash to bring out the details in that same way. You should do an interview with Mac from Titanic Creations. I have done an interview with Mac from Titanic Creations. You should search it on the channel. I've done that. If you think I should do it again, then I'm definitely open to that. Mac's a great guy. If there was a new IP that Haya can make figures of, which new IP would you like to see? Gamera. Easy. Monster Art Shimo is bigger than the Haya. Supposedly it might be closer now because the Monster Arts is just too big. Yeah, this drives me crazy, man. I hate that the Monster Arts one is bigger. Imagine 4-inch Joy Toy Pacific Rim. That could be cool. But the Ling Jihun Pacific Rim line is crazy good. It's crazy good. So I don't know how much Joy Toy would change that for me. What Super 7 Godzilla Ultimates are you missing? I did not pick up the New York Comic Con Heat Ray version. Did not get that one. When do you think the new Monster Arts announces their Godzilla 2000? I think they're going to announce Legion next, and then perhaps Godzilla 2000. I wish the Monster Shimo was more accurate to the concept art. Haya's is already a perfect representation of the film, so an accurate concept art figure would be pretty interesting, though still out of budget. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a huge figure, and it's got a huge price tag. I think that that there's, how do I say this? I think there is more they could have done with the figure to make the price tag more digestible, including like paint, a little bit more painted detailing, stuff like that. Do you think Toho is solely responsible for the disappointment behind the Transformers X Godzilla crossover? Transformers killed every other crossover that they did. For example, TMNT, Naruto, Ghostbusters. What was the other one? Monster Hunter, and Sonic the Hedgehog, right? All of those were great. The Godzilla one is hot trash. It's got to be Toho. It has to be Toho. When do you think SH Monster Arts announces their new Godzilla 2000 shown last month? I think March. That's my guess. Reefing in the Rockies. Yo, welcome in, Reefing in the Rockies. Good to see you. I have a feeling the new SH Shimo is probably going to be another Ghidorah 2019 again. Bit of paint, huge price point. Like there's going to be like another repaint, like a Frostbite Blast one. If you still want to collect Transformers, Blocky's little blind bag figures might be a perfect way to do so affordably. I just don't know, man. I don't know. I really just don't want to open that Pandora's box. On the collection front, I'm out of space. Just got the HasLab Ghost and the Cat Slayer. Oh my god, that is a hard month for you. That Cat Slayer is insane, man. It is just so bonkers. To be honest, the ball joint in the dorsal plate kind of ruins the figure for me. I'll have to get it to find out if I like it or not. I think that that's fair. Mick69, any tips and advice for upcoming YouTubers? The best advice I have, which is entirely anecdotal, right? Like I say this because my channel is, you know, doing better than I think I expected, than many people expected. Right. So I'm not, I can't give you this advice and say like it's gonna work for sure. It's just that it was the compass that I followed, and it seems to have worked well for me. The advice I have for new and upcoming YouTubers is to make the content that you would want to watch, the content that you feel is missing. That's the best advice I have. I started YouTube because I feel like there were important conversations that weren't being had. And it seems to be working well. It seems to have found an audience that I'm, really, really thankful for. So that's the best that's the best advice I have. I ordered Shimo through Kappa House or Kappa Hobby. I have no life, so YouTube is one of the only things I think about. Then it's going to be easy to get burnt out on that, Talon. I mean, you're young. You're I don't even think you've gone to college yet. Maybe think about what you want to do with your, with your education / career. Maybe think about that a little bit when YouTube feels a little bit too burdensome. Big Bad Toy Store or INS Hobby? Depends what you're looking for. If there's a Haya figure coming out that you absolutely need day one, INS Hobby for sure. If there's a figure coming out that you can wait, you're like, I'll give it a couple months, then Big Bad Toy Store for sure. I hope Haya cooks with the articulated dorsal. I almost never use torso articulation on my Godzillas because the gap between the spine looks so ugly to me. See, the duality of Godzilla collectors. I do think that that's why they're doing it. And we haven't really seen that before. I mean, Monster Arts has kind of done like floating spines. But this is the first time we're seeing a ball joint. So I'm interested to see what it looks like. Got my Monster Arts Evolved Godzilla. He's a great figure. Just wish his teeth paint wasn't sloppy. Yeah. If the Monster Arts Shimo wasn't over $200, I would definitely get it. If she was like, $50 cheaper, $60 cheaper, I think be much more digestible. Yeah. It's just a very large figure that's very expensive. Is it just me, or the Godzilla versus Kong argument has gone from fun banter to straight up war? I mean, people analyze frames for hours to prove either one did better. I try not to get involved with like versus conversations and like power scaling, because it all just seems like a conversation that goes nowhere. Yeah, so I haven't paid too much attention to it, but I can definitely see how it might get like very unproductive. 4-inch Joy Toy Pacific Rim would be perfect in my opinion. Ling does really well, but they're too big to go with other kaiju stuff in my opinion. They scale well with Ultimates, funny enough. Fix your car or buy a Shimo. I would fix my car. Otherwise, you could explain to my wife what went into that decision. Honestly, a super bright blue could have made the details stand out more. This is on Shimo, I'm thinking. Yeah, I could see that. What are your thoughts on the fact that Haya Evolve still has no expected release date? All the hype is gone. I don't know if I would say all the hype is gone, but I think I really feel like this is an exercise in maintaining communication with your customer base. Like, you put a figure up for order, you're asking people to pre-order it, and then you just delay it without telling them what's going on. It just doesn't feel good. I do not think TMNT fans were that impressed with that Transformers crossover either. Actually, I saw more complaining than not. Okay, fair enough. I still think it was a better crossover than the Godzilla ones, though. Kaiju Danny, what's up? Welcome in, Danny. Good to see you. Good to see you. I hope that Haya makes a Shin Godzilla figure. Yeah, me too, Belinda. What's your favorite Haya Toys Godzilla figure? Funny enough, my favorite Haya Toys Godzilla figure is the very first Godzilla they put out. I have that one up on my shelf, and that one is my favorite, even though the neck is kind of wonky. That one's my favorite. I have a better question. Since we're in late January, will we possibly see an update of Godzilla 2002 from Haya Toys, as well as the announcement of Final Wars Godzilla? I think the updated Godzilla 2002 could happen anytime in the next couple of weeks. Final Wars Godzilla, I think, is a reasonable assumption this year. I don't know if it would be earlier, but I think you'll see it this year. Spiral Studios Shimo is only $50 more than the Monster Arts. Is that true? That's their like the vinyl line, the monster. What is it? Titans of the Monsterverse, something like that. Call me a fake Godzilla fan, but the only high figures I'm going to pre-order right now are Shimo, GXK Kong Beast Glove 2014, and GMK. I'm not gonna call you a fake Godzilla fan, bro. you're good. Don't worry about it. I need a re-release of the Atomic Breath Shin. I have the first reissue of the original fourth form, and I have the frozen one. I just need the Atomic. Yeah, the aftermarket on that one is like crazy high, isn't it? Yeah, well, the thing is, it was a web exclusive, and the whole deal with them is that they don't reissue them. That being said, they might do like an ultimate awakening version where he has back beams too. So, yeah, I guess time will tell. I would really love to see Haya Toys doing the Kyu Mechagodzilla around this year, since they're currently reworking on updating Godzilla 2002, though. I definitely think Kyu is happening. I think it'll be this year or next year. I'm betting this year. I definitely think it's happening. I need a Haya Kyu. Yep. Will we possibly see the Hokkaido Godzilla be released around March of this year from Haya Toys? So that was due Q4 2024. Who knows where it is? Again, like Lunar New Year's coming up, so if we don't see it in the next 2 weeks, then we will probably see it in March. That's my best guess. Would a Haya Kyu be an instant cop? I don't like love Kyu. Like, he's cool, and like I would probably get it, but it's not like a burning need for me. If I'm being honest, Age of Extinction was a decent Transformers movie. It's still in my top 3. It had some really bad scenes and was incredibly long, but it was still a good movie. There's enjoyment to be had with Age of Extinction. There are things about that movie I like. I think Lockdown's cool. I think Grimlock is cool. There's a lot of not great stuff in that movie, but I think there's some redeemable stuff. Are you into Dragon Ball at all? No, not at all. Not at all. Who is the strongest Godzilla incarnation? I am not doing the power scaling. Kyu and Shin, I need it. Haya, I agree. I'm gonna need Monsters to drop a Titano figure. Yes, Ancient Fossil, me too. For you, what is a line that you feel is overhyped? Just curious. I think that any line can be potentially overhyped. So, I mean, if we're talking about Godzilla, there's only one answer here. And the only answer here is Haya Toys. Right? Like, Super 7 got so much shit in their first couple of years of running. Monster Arts has gotten so much shit over the past decade and a half. Haya really hasn't gotten a lot of flack until recently. So, but like, here, like, listen, okay, and I'm saying this as someone that enjoys Haya's products. That first Godzilla they did, the 2021, great figure. Okay, I love that figure. That is my favorite figure. Okay. And then Kong comes out. And Kong is fine. It's fine. It's not great. It's not awful. It's fine. Then Mothra comes out, or Rodan comes out. Let's say Rodan comes out, and Rodan is fine. You know, the bendy wire freaks people out. Then Mothra comes out, where it's a tiny figure at the $51 mark. And Mothra is fine. Right? And then, you know, King Ghidorah comes out, 2019. And while it's movie accurate, it looks great, it doesn't move that well. And the wing hinges make a lot of people nervous, and they're really fragile. Haya does really great stuff at the price point that they're at. But there is like this weird like messiah complex around the company. And like, I've been honest, there are videos where I cover the Haya stuff and I say like, I like this figure in spite of these issues I have with it. And like, people just come out of the woodwork. They're like, oh, you're just making things up. You're being so nitpicky. Like, brother, I'm not being nitpicky. Like, as an example, like the Mechagodzilla 93, I said, when I had that original price point, I think it was $80. I said, $80 is expensive compared to what we've seen Haya price these things at. However, I don't think that $80 is unreasonable for the toy. And I think that the toy looks good. And like, I was being told that I was complaining too much about it, that the price point, because it was still fair, like that, complaining that it was so much higher than the others it was just, again, Haya makes great stuff for the price point that they're at, but there's this weird aura of some of the diehard people that support the line that is just uncomfortable. We need a reissue of Monster Arts Destroyer. I think that that's definitely happening. Shin Godzilla comment, I have faith that they'll do something for him on his 5th anniversary this year. Maybe Shin did make a lot for Toho. Shin's 5th anniversary. Shin was 2016. It's his 10th anniversary next year. I hope they do something. Have you seen the Monster Arts Shimo? Yes. I think it looks just like the promo photos. When Haya makes Q, I need them to make it good. Q is my favorite Mechagodzilla. If they fumble him and delay him again, I'm gonna crash out. They should take their time. That's funny. And release it when it's finally ready instead of delaying. I am saying this all while wearing a Q cap. Yes. Random question. Do you have any Ultraman figures? I do not. I recently got the Kokyo Kyok G89 and the Sakai Concept G2K. I love them both. Awesome. I've always wondered how Godzilla content creators who do similar content like you start collaborating. Does one just realize that there's a new kid on the block and say, hey, let's collaborate? That's exactly what happened with Figure Mania show. He DM'd me on Twitter one day and was like, hey, I want to do a live stream with you about these topics. I was like, sure, great. And then that's how I met Mike's Monsters, how I met the Articulation series. Yeah, that's exactly how it worked. It's funny, Age of Extinction has the same theatrical release date as Interstellar. That's funny. I want a Monster Arts Titanosaurus. Yes. Monster Kid Corey, welcome in. It's good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. Would you buy a Titanosaurus body pillow if it existed? No, I would not buy a body pillow. Why would you have to ask that? Of course you would. Listen, Corey. I don't need you on your first live stream appearance. I don't need you exposing me, okay? Thoughts on the Super 7-1 figure? I really like the figure. You know, I wish it had an articulated jaw. It's a little bit too glossy, but otherwise I think it's solid. I need either Haya or SH to make my boy Baragon. He'd go great with the GMK figure. Absolutely. I applied for a communications job at Haya. Requirements were carrier pigeon and telegram experience. Said I could do email and social media. They said I was overqualified. That's really funny, actually. Oh. KaijuCanuck cannot stop speaking facts. I'm so like behind on chat, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make sure that I get to as many people as possible. But I'm going to guess that these comments are about what I said about Haya. Not so much about Haya, but like everything else around Haya. I feel like the more I watch GXK, the less fun I have with it. The battles were nowhere near as impactful as the other MonsterVerse movies, and Godzilla is just used as a plot device for Kong. Still a fun ride. I think that's a fair criticism to have. Brand loyalty is weird. Enjoy good product, period. Yeah. I forget who said it. It might have been Steven's Toy Reviews. I forget who said it. It was, don't be loyal to a brand, be loyal to a product. Which I think was a good way to put it. Like, if a company puts out a solid product, that you really like. Like, be loyal to that product, but don't necessarily be loyal to the company. I thought it was an interesting way to phrase it. They're overhyped because they're underdog, also being one of two premium figure companies that makes highly articulate figures and affordable price helps. They're overhyped because they're the underdog. Are these two things not like fundamentally at odds with one another? I don't think you can be overhyped and the underdog at the same time. However, I get what I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I can definitely see, like, when you have a new up and coming company, like, people want to put their eggs in that basket for sure. So yeah, I can see that. I don't really think that the $51 price is good with Mothra, and it sucks more than I'm Australian, so I have to pay like $80 plus shipping. Yeah, dude, I feel ya. The 2020 year complex just out. That's funny. I'm tired of Haya versus Monster. It's just getting out of hand now. I agree. And I think that the Shimo Monster Arts release, it will do nothing to help this conversation. Oh god, yeah. I hope we are getting Haya Toys Godzilla soon. Yeah, you mean? Do you mean the Godzilla Evolved, or do you mean the Hokkaido Godzilla, or do you mean Shimo? Do you mean, like, there's just so much. Oh man. Parrot's account. We need KaijuCanuck prequel origin story on how he met everyone. I think so. I have a video I did with Michael over at the Articulation series where I think I talked about how I got to know him and Harold at Figure Mania show and Mike's Monsters. And then Shinrob Jira, Shinrob Jira has been supporting me since, like, for well over a year. Like, I think I was like 2 or 3 months in, and he subscribed to me and commented on my videos. And at some point we just started DMing on Twitter, and we just got like really, really close, and now we chat like every day. So yeah, that's most of the origin stories, but there's a couple more in there, I guess. Rick, hey man, I wanted to ask if you ever wanted to collab at some point. There's a lot of things that I wanted to discuss about the community. Yeah, so Rick, I'm down to collab. My general thing though is like I only really want to collab if the collaboration makes sense. Like, if there's something that you think I can add value to, like a conversation that I personally can add value to, I'm happy to like chat about it further. Like, I've been invited to a couple of things where like I just personally didn't feel like I had much to contribute to the conversation. It felt like somebody just wanted me for the sake of wanting me there. But if there's something that you're like, I think that Kyle or I think that KaijuCanuck can contribute to like an interesting conversation, I'm definitely open to it. Feel free to, you can DM me on Twitter, you can email me. I'm happy to have that chat. I hope we're getting High Toys Godzilla Evolve sooner. Gotcha. I agree. Also, the whole war and fights over this line is better than this line is dumb, and for me, feel immature. Like, dudes, there's something out there for everyone, so just chill out. Yes. I feel like this is the only correct answer. It's just so weird. Like, I grew up and there was it was like Xbox 360 versus PS3 and versus the Nintendo Wii. And I feel like Super 7 is the Nintendo Wii. It's like the underpowered console that is just trying to have fun, and I feel like that's Super 7. But then people just feel the need to like just shit on each other, like these lines. Yeah, it just feels a little bit needless. I just want to let my wife know that I'm still streaming. Cool. Do you think it's possible either Monster Arts or Haya to make an Odo Island Goji even Super 7? I think all three of them are capable of doing it. Lataro, welcome in. Good to see you. Monster Kid Core, yep. If you like Monster Arts, get Monster Arts. If you like Haya, get Haya. I happen to like Haya, but that's mostly because I can actually afford it. I don't hate Monster Arts or anything. Right? Like, Haya's doing great stuff at the price point. At that price point, $51, it's crazy. And like that conversation I had with Eden Buster, where he said that he took a lower commission to make sure that these figures stayed affordable. Like, that's wild. That's wild, man. So yeah, there's something out there for everyone. I was asked recently, like, if Super 7 tried to be more like Monster Arts or tried to be like Haya, do I think that they would sell more product? And I just feel like Haya's doing a great job, like in their line and their direction. I don't want Super 7 to try and emulate them. I want Super 7 to do what Super 7 wants to do, right? I feel like Haya should have just made the Beast Arm as an accessory for Kong. It's really the same figure, same head sculpts, I believe, just different hands. That is true. I think, like, if Haya had done that and made it like just a $60 figure, I feel like that would have been a huge power move and probably the right way to do it. Overhyped for being the underdog is real. Look at people gassing up Universal compared to Disney. I don't really follow too much of the discussion around movie studios. Is that happening? I don't know. I'm playing with my Skullcrawler G21, and his top jaw actually fits perfectly in G19's hands. Happy. That's a neat little tidbit. Power scaling between SH and the highest king kind of old. That's funny. I hope Haya makes Godzilla -1 figure. Well, they said they want to do it, so I expect that it'll happen. I think Haya is overhyped as well since they are new, but if a new company came out with new figures that compare to Monster Arts and Haya, then that company would take the place of where Haya is now. Maybe. Like, there's definitely something to be said about like the new kid on the block, right? Like, people get excited about the new kid on the block. You definitely get a lot more attention. Haya, again, though, like Haya's doing. I do like what Haya is doing. I think that they're filling an important gap in the collecting hobby right now, for sure. But that doesn't mean that they're doing everything perfectly. I just wish Haya would flip and get around to my boy Scar King Q1 2030. You mentioned his name, Corey. Now he's delayed another month. Sorry. What are your thoughts on the new Playmates Kong? Are you talking about the rolling punching one or the real feel one? I hate flocked figures, so I don't like the real feel one. The rolling punching one is pretty cool, though. I've lost all interest in Monster Arts versus Haya debate, honestly. I just want to get a good figure. I just want to get good figures at both lines, based. Haya versus Monster Arts. Who wins? The fans do. Based. Thoughts on Fundamental. Oh, sorry. Thoughts on Gundam. Sorry, autocorrect. Gundam's neat. I don't really follow Gundam, though. I wonder when Kaiser Ghidorah will be made into a highly articulated figure. I hope at least Final War's 25th anniversary or sooner. If Monster X is already made, then Kaiser should too. Yeah, I mean, Kaiser Ghidorah got that movie Monster Series vinyl. That it was not good. Kaiser Ghidorah is due. I don't really like Kaiser Ghidorah that much, but I think he's due for a decent figure. I was surprised at the SH Shimo size. I expected her to be bigger. I don't know why. I feel like every Monster Art solicitation makes a figure feel large. And I feel like Shimo was no exception to that, even though she is quite large. You and Shinra Jira are probably my favorite Godzilla YouTubers. I cannot lie. Oh well, thank you very much, Parrot's account. That's really nice. Really nice of you to say. Kamari Jones, I mean like Evolve Godzilla and Godzilla -1. I hope they're making Godzilla -1. That is what I mean. Gotcha. Yes. I hope that they're making -1 too. I wish Haya Monster Arts were like Monster Arts and NECA when NECA was around and people were being neutral to each other. Were people being neutral to each other? Like, I feel like there were definitely Monster Arts versus NECA discussions being had, and those were even dumber than the ones we have now. Shin must be protected at all costs. Yes. That's my take, was to buy the one that makes you happy. Both have their merits and both have downfalls. I used to participate and take the anti-SH approach. Now I see this flame war is redundant. Redundant is a good way to frame it. I tried bringing up doing a live stream sometime and you didn't even reply. Monster Kid Corey, same deal. If you have something that you think I can contribute to, we could do it. I'm open to it. You can message me on Twitter. If you don't have Twitter, you can send me an email. Happy to have the chat. I wish NECA made more Godzilla figures. Yes, me too. Rick, already appreciate it. Hope to talk soon then. Thanks, Rick. Happy to chat with you soon. Hey, if you're not fighting over toys, are you really an adult? Based. Would you ever go to G-Fest in the United States? So, fun fact. When I made the video on how the tariffs could affect the hobby, some dude in the comments was like threatening my life and saying, like, come to G-Fest and like, you know, we'll make sure you never forget it. So maybe not. My wife just asked, how are your wife and baby doing? Baby's doing great. Baby's eating all my food, which is great because she's eating like spanakopita and quesadillas, and she's really getting a mileage out of those 4 teeth. Wife is 3 weeks, about 3 weeks back to work from her maternity leave, which is quite a transition. She's not that happy, but she's hanging in there and she's being a real trooper. So they're doing great. They're doing great. Would you ever go to any Godzilla cons? I would love to start a Canadian Godzilla con. I would call it Monsteronto. That's what I would call it. Thoughts on Shin Godzilla's design? I love Shin Godzilla's design. I think it is a chaotic yet thoughtful design. I'm surprised that we've never gotten figures of Shin's 5th form, actually. I wonder if Super 7 could do that one day. I don't understand why they can't give us a Kong axe that isn't glowing. The Monster Arts and Highest still have it glowing despite having it glow twice in GXK. Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know. Maybe they just think that like the glow makes it cooler. I really don't know. It's a fair point. Yeah, I'd love to have a neutral axe. Universal versus Disney theme parks. Everyone is venting their disillusionment with Disney by gassing up everything Universal does. They could do no wrong even when it sucks. That is really, really interesting. Oh my gosh, did I miss this? Emperor Antonio Citobia, let's make this more profitable so your wife will let you stream more often. Oh my god, Antonio, thank you so much for the dono. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for this one and all of your continued support. Really, really appreciate it. Can we get W's in chat for Antonio? Thank you, man. You're the best. You're awesome. My only issue, which we may have talked about, is the High should focus on getting current product out before releasing more and more new figures. I agree with you 100%. I absolutely agree with you. And hopefully that's what they're doing right now. It's been a while since they've talked about any new product or shown off new product. I hope that's what they're doing. Shiny Toy Robots, welcome in. Yo, Casey, you ever going to make a video about the Titanic Creations accessory set? I feel like it could be a good discussion video. Yeah, so I reached out to Mac over at Titanic Creations, and I just told him, I said, hey, I'm happy to to help you promote this in any way, whether that's like me making a video on my own or him and I making a video and a chat together to talk about it. So this is very much on my radar, and when there is more information to be shared, I will cover it on the channel. Universal's the underdog. That's funny. What are your thoughts about the translucent Godzilla 2021? I love it. I have that one. I love it too. I think that's great. I think it's a great figure. Universal is definitely the theme park underdog compared to Disney. Universal is just catching up to Disney, where Disney was 20 years ago. I've never been to Universal or Disney, so I'm actually kind of curious. Great stream, bro. Have a good one. Bye, guys. Thank you, Jurassic OG fan. Good to see you. I just want SH, King Ghidorah, and Geras in 2000. Everything else this year is I will skip. Yeah, I mean those are some solid ones. Do you collect Bandai MMS? No, not really. An idea when Big Bad Toy Store may be shipping out the Hiya 2014 figure? Yeah, I would guess March. NECA Godzilla line is at peace now since they're retired. No more fighting. NECA, please come back. That's funny. Amazon hasn't even shipped 2014. Sucks, dude. Yeah, March is where I would expect. I would expect it. Been on YouTube 16 months and already getting your life threatened. Now you know you made it. The funny thing is, like, the tariff video I made was not political at all. I don't talk about politics in that video at all. I talk about economics in that video. Not politics, economics. And this whole like crowd found it and was like, you sound like liberal scum. What the fuck did I say in that video that made me sound like a liberal? Okay? But yes, now I have made it. Glad to know there will be an insane MAGA joining us at G-Fest. Oh, man. This is a hot take. I myself believe every Godzilla should be able to look up a good amount. Not straight up, but close. I need swimming hoses. I don't think it's that hot of a take. I don't blame your wife being unhappy about going back to work. If I had a job, I would be unhappy about it too. Yeah. She's excited to be making money again. And so am I. But, yeah. SH versus NECA was never as bad as Hiya versus SH. That's definitely true. Like, NECA never even got close enough for people to get there. What was the stupidest thing you remember one of those arguments? Now I'm curious. I remember people arguing over the 1962 Godzilla, which I think almost inarguably was like NECA's best Godzilla. And there were very, very heated conversations about whether the Monster Arts or the NECA was better. And there were some very impassioned arguments as to why the NECA was better that I felt were like a little bit too generous. I loved it, but you know, it went a little bit too far. Being a fellow Canadian, I'd be down for a Canadian COD. Monsterano 2027. We're gonna make it happen. What other Godzilla figures do you think Playmates should make? Skilla, Behemoth, a new female Muto. I think that's what they should do. And Rodan. I wish NECA made a Godzilla 2004. That way we could have gotten a cheaper, probably better alternative. But unfortunately, the license was cut short. You'd probably tell them I'm a Final Wars fan. Yeah, I could tell. But that's okay. Do you have any other hobbies besides Godzilla, the gym, and YouTube? No. I try to be a good employee and a better husband and the best father. Those are my hobbies. Based, I'll let y'all cook. Are we actually having a war about theme parks? Good lord, next we fight which diapers are more durable. Oh wait, people probably already do. Yes, Rascal and Friends Master Race. What kind of character would you go crazy if it solicits from either Hiya or Monster Arts? Titanosaurus. Ebra. Have you not been watching the channel? What would be the ideal exclusive for Monsteranto? Oh. It would be purple Super 7 reaction variants. All of them. That would be the ideal exclusive. It's all purple all the time. What is your thoughts on the state of the online Godzilla community? Rick, get on stream. I think for the most part, the Godzilla community is full of decent people that enjoy the franchise. I think that when a franchise is 70 years old and has so many variations and so many interpretations of the character, I think you will naturally have people liking different things. And I think it's important to accept that people will naturally gravitate toward different interpretations and hold those in different regards and in different, hold them to different values. And that we should take care to understand and be accepting of, when other people do like other aspects of the fandom and of the, of the property than us. Those are my quick thoughts. I've lived in Florida all my life. I can confirm that it doesn't matter which is funnier. Each park is fun every damn time. Well, that's good. I always think Final Wars is the movie that Monster Arts tries to stay away, but is obliged to come back to you since we only have 3 figures from that movie compared to the figures from the Heisei era. Defective Butcher, gotta go. Have a good rest of your stream, dude. Thank you, Defective Butcher. Have a good night. Forgot to mention this, but I found a good way to get SH Monster Arts Evolved Godzilla to look up. Okay, I'm interested. NECA was fine. I just wish they made some other dang monsters. Yeah, like King Ghidorah 2019. That would have been pretty dope. Do you think Hayao will release both the Scar King and Suko? Yes. Also, where's Mechagodzilla? I saw a poster with the silhouette. That poster was the very first teaser was Mechagodzilla's tail. And then their second teaser was that poster with the whole Monsterverse cast. Who knows? Who knows where it is? I did tweet out that I think Monster Arts doing a final battle Mechagodzilla 2021 means that we will not see Hayas until that Monster Arts one gets into people's hands, because otherwise you risk brand cannibalization. Yeah, so that's my guess. I don't know. I don't remember when Mechagodzilla battle version is due. I think give it a couple months after that, you'll see the Haya. Turn the joint closest to the head upside down, then turn the head. Then he'll be looking up. The neck joint could potentially fall off, but can easily be broken. Okay, I'll try that again. I'll try that after the stream for sure. It's a shame that because never branched out to any of the other kaiju in the Godzilla franchise before the license got cut short. Yeah. I'd lose my shit for a Mechanicong from Haya. Yeah, Kong Mechanicong would be fun to sort out. Funny enough, I feel like the company that's most likely to get the Kong and Mechanicong stuff sorted out, I feel like is Super 7. Because they had to work out deals with Maru-san to use the Maru-san name. I think that they've tried to get the rights figured out for the Charles Barkley crossover comic. I feel like Super 7 would be are the most likely to try and figure those things out. Right now, yeah. So I was making a joke because you wanted you proposed a discussion on the community, and then the question was what do you think about the community? So I was like, oh, Rick, let's do it. So it was just a joke. I don't actually mean it right now. We should talk further about it. Sorry if my chats are confusing. I've been so busy with school. I haven't got to sleep in a while. I can't tell you. Don't worry about it, man. Other than Titano, be more specific. I know you would go crazy for that. Be more specific than Titanosaurus? Titanosaurus and Ebera are the two that I would want to see. I mean, King Caesar would be cool, I guess. Mecha Titanosaur. I don't know. Have you ever been to G-Fest? I have not been. Online Godzilla community has been one of the most desperately toxic parts of any fandom I've been in. Not all of it, but the power scalers or something. I really try to stay away from the power scaler conversations. A lot of the time people say the Godzilla community sucks because of the action figure community. We need to remember those are sort of two different things. Yeah, I think that's fair to say. It's a shame because okay, we saw this one before. I personally think it'd be cool if Haya made figures from Pacific Rim. I'd love to own Onibaba. Such an underrated kaiju. He's basically the Ebra of Pacific Rim. Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, it's kind of weird that we're in a Pacific Rim renaissance. 12 years later. Like McFarlane Toys, Ling Jihun, now Gong is doing it. It's kind of crazy. Sorry, Shin, but next year everyone's wallet will be empty because of Ebra merch. That's the dream. Ola Canucker, welcome in Space Beast. Good to see you. Before I go, never venture onto the Godzilla subreddit. It is a desolate wasteland full of extremist fans that think like most US stuff makes you a fake fan. K-bye. Cool. You can't really ask about an online community, in my opinion. There's always good and bad. Spinozilla Saurian was a dude who was really, really messed up. I mean, every community is going to have their outliers for sure. I just ordered the third variant UFO Mondo. That's the Godzilla Store exclusive one, right? Yeah, looks kind of neat. I feel like the online side of the community is the most toxic part of it through cyberbullying from different opinions or etc. Yeah, I mean that's cyberbullying for you in a nutshell, right? Like most of the people that type out some rude shit online would never say it to your face because they're goddamn cowards. So I try to remember that whenever people are being needlessly rude to me. I believe Haya couldn't find a way to make Mechagodzilla 21 as they want. Maybe. Not a lot of Gamera stuff out there. I would love to see more of him and his verse in both figure form and movie. Yes. Could always use more turtle. I need someone to do a Megalon. At this point, you might expect it from Super 7 first. Would Haya use a different material like a harder plastic for their Mechagodzilla figures, or would they use the same material as the organic kaiju? That's a good question. Like, they did a RoboCop line. And I think Harold over at Figure Mania show has those figures. So it might be worth asking him like how that plastic compares to the Godzilla stuff. Kong is such a copyright minefield that nobody is doing anything from Toho Kong, sadly. Yeah. I'm just saying though, like out of all the companies that are doing Godzilla right now, I feel like the most likely one to try and figure it out would be Super 7. That's not to say they would do it, that they would figure it out, but I think that they would be like the most likely. I was really happy to hear that there might be a new Showa Mecha-G. The first Mecha-G movie was from 1974. It was my first ever Godzilla movie and will forever have a special place in my heart. That's very sweet. Yeah, I think there'll be a few more Showa Mecha-Gs coming out this year. They should add a Haya Tiamat figure. Yeah, seems like a easy choice. Seems like a good choice to me. Yo, what's good? Welcome in CR Studios Productions. Good to see you. Which Ebra do you like more? For me, 2004. Nah, Showa Ebra. 2004 is cool, but I need the OG. I love the Mechanicong design. I bought a smaller vinyl and it set me back $70. If I get an action figure, I'd be so happy. Yeah, I have a Mechanicong in the back. He's pretty cool. If there was a Godzilla kaiju I'd want as a figure from Monster Arts or High, it'd be Titanosaurus / Muto Prime / Orga. Would definitely enjoy figures of those kaiju. These are all great options. Lataro, what power would be the best addition to make Ebra unstoppable? Obviously, the Infinity Gauntlet. I have a couple vinyls. I figured it. I never commented on your Scar King video, but I wanted to comment that I just don't like that they limited his head to just hunched, because he does have it straight in scenes. Also, the barely 90 degrees elbow. So it does bend more than 90 degrees. It does bend more than 90 degrees. It can be tricky to get it, but you can't get it more than 90 degrees. I don't like that they limited his head to just hunched, because he does have it straight in scenes. So it would have been nice if they gave him an alternate head that like could do a little bit more sort of straight up. But like, I'm wondering if there just wasn't any reference material available when they got the reference material for this one that showed him in sort of an upright position. Because I guess we'll never know what materials they had exactly. Like, yeah, it is kind of a drag that, like, if you do choose to have him in an upright sort of position, the neck in the back is just completely shattered. Like, that whole sculpt is just broken up. Could they have been able to do it? I don't know. But it is what it is. Power Scalers kind of ruined my favorite Godzilla Kaiju for me by saying that they don't stand a chance against insert Kaiju, but I still love them no matter what. The design is still awesome and unique. Yeah, don't listen to Power Scalers. Blessings to KaijuCanuck. Thank you, Dan. Thank you for being a channel member as well. Kawari Jones, I hope Mezco Godzilla 1954 will come out soon. That figure has been delayed by like 2 years, and Mezco has said nothing. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that so stupid? Speaking of Gamera, I recently watched the Heisei trilogy and it was fantastic. Got myself to pre-order the new SHMA 1996 Gamera. Nice, Broom Criticizer. Yeah, the Heisei trilogy is like crazy good. Crazy good. More stuff, more Gamera stuff is always good. Bring back 2000 movie screaming Godzilla figures. So the 98. That'd be fun. Haya Toys stylus Godzilla Evolved is almost identical to the sculpt of the Ichiban Kuji. I'm hoping that Haya would make their stylus larger to compete with X Plus and IK. Which one is IK? I don't remember IK. But with less price tag. Yeah, I mean, maybe they could do like a stylist XL. I would never say something mean to someone online. The notifications from responses would get annoying. In person, however, I have no filter. That's funny. What's up, KaijuCanuck? How were you during the holidays? I had a very nice holiday season. You know, just trying to figure it out with the baby, making sure we visit everyone. But yeah, I hope your holiday season was great. We would probably get more along stuff starting in 2028 with the 33 film entering public domain. Yeah, I'm hoping the rights and stuff get like untangled within my lifetime. That would be nice. Thank God for my Monster Arts Fire Rodan. That beam goes great with Shinin Evolved. That's awesome. I wonder when Haya will show updated 93 Mechagodzilla, because they did say that to like expect an updated prototype soon-ish. So we'll see. I know you said you're not into power scaling, but I will say that there is a Toho guide that says Ebera's skill puts the best samurai to shame. That's really funny, actually. Any news on Titanic Creations and them getting the Gappa license? Not that I'm aware of, but hopefully can share when there is some. I just think the engineering for him isn't really good, especially if you need to work to get it over 90 degrees. A black wash for the whip would have also went a long way and not look like Playmates. A black wash on the whip definitely, I think, was the way to go. Maybe not black, but like a darker wash for sure. The engineering for him is not good. The materials that they used in the joints and the elbows and the hands just really, I think it's the material more so than the actual design. I feel like it's the materials. Everything's popping off. Like definitely design as well, but I think it's more so the materials that are really letting the figure down. Because like from the waist down, I don't really have any problems. Abdomen, no real problems. Shoulders, no real problems. But it's the elbows and the wrists that are giving me the most issues. So yeah, I think we're on very similar pages there. Do we have any updates on the release schedule for the forthcoming releases for Haya Godzilla Classics line? Nope. No updates. Finally, my keyboard's fixed. I really hope Monster Arts branches out to other Misalliance Kaiju, like 62 Road Andersel. I mean, they've had the license for over 10 years, which is disappointing. Yeah, I mean, I think they'll get to those things in due time. Hopefully. G-Evolved in the movie has a really weird neck that like overlaps and insists upon itself. That's really funny. I don't really blame SH so much. I remember being excited during the GXK marketing, everything from the popcorn buckets, toys, trailers, etc. It was really hard to adjust from the serious -1 to Godzilla running normally. That's really funny. Oh, Dan donated $2. Dan the man Timmy's brought. Thank you for the Timmy's money. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Would you rather have a Godzilla 1998, Monster Arts Haya Super 7, or a Kaiser Ghidorah? I'd rather have a Haya 98. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'd prefer. I like Ichiban's show size. They're not too big and to take up too much space. Nice. Tiamat to me is like Manda, but made by the Monsterverse. I don't know if Tiamat replaced Manda or deconfirms his return, but Manda being a male counterpart would be cool. I believe Tiamat is female. Yeah, Tiamat is female. Yeah. Broom, I've shown my brother the first 2 Gamera movies in the trilogy recently. He's not that impressed. Your brother's wrong. Sorry to say. Should I do my math work or take the 0? I hate math, but I have a 52 right now. Please do the math. Please do your math work. Please do your math work. Your education is incredibly important. Please do your math homework. You showed up to the guy who works in a university and said, should I do my math homework? Please do your math homework. Unfortunately, 33 Kong going public domain wouldn't fix the issues around the Toho films, but I'm looking forward to more OG Kong in 2029. Hi, I get on it. I'm personally excited to get in my SHMA Scar King. I want to see what all the fuss is about. I think that there's a lot to like about the Scar King, but depending on the unit you get, you might have some issues with it. I'm definitely looking forward to Monster Arts Scar King. Personally, I don't have a figure like it, so it'll be something new for my stop motions. Cool. Crazy how some people believe Monster Arts Shimo is heavily overscaled, believing she's shorter than Godzilla. I think the Monster Arts Shimo looks about right. Yeah. I kind of want to see a stop motion with Monster Arts, Monster X, and Monster Arts Scar King. That'd be pretty cool. What are your thoughts on Godzilla in Fortnite? Haven't played it, but I think it looks cool. Do you have any Godzilla design that you actually hate? That I actually hate? No, hate's too strong a word. Like there are some I just don't really care about. But nothing that I really hate. I always believe that the Godzilla PS4 game is a hint for the future Monster Arts figures. I think the game models are based on the figures to Red and is not too far-fetched. That would be funny. Having a 52 in math is wild. Oh, no. Oh. No, I've been wanting Mezco Godzilla 1954. Like, I wish they would say where it is. Don't know where it is. A while ago, I had a messed up thought about what if Scar King's whip was Tiamat's kid the whole time? I think I read somewhere that his whip is supposed to be made out of Warbat, but I don't know where or if that's confirmed. Waiting on a Monster Arts Showa King Ghidorah? Yeah, it's coming soon, I think. I'm in honors class. Sure, I'm fine right now, but yeah, you're right. I don't want to be an unemployed bum like a power scaler. That's funny. I'm still looking for the original Kaiser Ghidorah figure for a decent price, of course. I refuse to get that ugly sitting. Yeah, good call. I think Scar King is the best GXK figure from Monster Arts. Interesting. I think the Godzilla Evolved is my favorite one so far. The problem with figure companies scaling Shimo is that she changes sizes in almost every movie scene that she's in. That is definitely part of the issue as well. Wait, you said you choose Godzilla 98 over Kaiser Ghidorah. Your opinion is valid, but my opinion is the opposite. I just like the 4 legs. Yeah, man, it's all good. If you would prefer a Kaiser Ghidorah, that's totally fair. No problem. Emperor Antonio, $10. Ceetopian dancers just arrived, and we have a practice a new dance number. Have a good night. Thank you very much, Antonio. Thank you for all of the donos. I think he donated like almost $100 tonight. Like, that's so crazy, man. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you all. Thank you so much for all of the channel support. It's really, really appreciated. W's in chat one more time for Antonio, please. Please. The wait for Monster Arts Ebra is paining me. You and me both. Someone mentioned Monster Arts Showa Ghidorah. I need. The wait is not too much longer, I think. Jared, who designed Scar King, confirmed that his Whipslash is supposed to be Warbat. Okay, it's supposed to be a sash that dictators wear around it. Gotcha. Okay, cool. That's cool. Mezco fucked up bad with the 54. Worst part is that the accessories were peak as fuck. They still might be peak. Okay, it's not canceled. It's just delayed into oblivion. There's a difference. Hiya Des Ghidorah superior. Des Ghidorah would be cool. Yeah, I heard about his whip being from a Warbat too, but I don't remember where I heard it from. Okay, well, Rick has cleared that up for us, which is nice. And we've got all the W's in chat for Emperor Antonio. Bless up. I actually own the original Kaiser Ghidorah vinyl. I was so disappointed that the modern figure is such a downgrade, but I might eventually get it for the giggles or that I'm a Kaiser fan. If you were to like get it painted, it might be fine, but out of the box, yeah, it's definitely lukewarm. Sometimes I forget that Mezco exists. That's fair. Zach D Productions, what's going on? Not much, Zach. Welcome in. Stream for I think we'll take a leave at the 2-hour mark, but we're going strong. Yeah, I hope you're having a great evening. Thanks for joining. KaijuTopia, Tom is here. Welcome in, Tom. I kind of want to have a new Monster Arts Gauss or see Haya Toys tackle the Gamera Kaiju. I think Haya and Gamera is like a no-brainer. I think that would be dope. It's kind of weird that we haven't gotten a Monster Arts Gauss, don't you think? Isn't it strange that like we got Iris and then Legion and then maybe Gauss? It's weird. I remember being 7 and making fun of my dad for liking Zilla, but now I really like Zilla. I saw this dude say something I agree with. Zilla works as a design, just not as a Godzilla. I think that's fair. Listen, if the Super 7 reaction conversation has taught me anything, is that at some point you stop being disappointed over what something isn't and you can start appreciating something for what it is. And I think that has come full circle with Godzilla 98. Scar King's whip might be my first attempt at a custom paint job. Definitely going to add a tiny beige wash to it. I'd be really curious to see what that looks like. Fall of Mezco sucks. I love the 5-point XL line. Yeah, it's a real shame, man. It's a real shame. Dan's gonna Google Scar King. Dan, we went to the movies together. We watched this movie together. You should know what Scar King looks like. Come on, man. What do you think the chances are that we get a Monster Arts or Haya 98? I think they're pretty high. I mean, we just got our second Zilla movie Monster Series vinyl. I think that it's coming. Thing is, even for Mezco, this delay is too much. They might be trying to get the material right, but I kind of lost hope on it. How long was the Batman delay? It was like 5 years. So they're getting there. Sup, Canuck? Welcome in, Chrono. Good to see you. What's your favorite figure you own in your collection? It's hard for me to pick one. I really like my Monster Arts Biolante. I really like my NECA Otachi. I really like my Super 7 Destroyer. Off the top of my head, those are 3 that I really like. What's your opinion on Megaguirus? I think Megaguirus is a really cool design. I think that she was kind of wasted in her movie. Yes, we should have seen Gauss before. Yeah. I hope either SH or Haya will make 25th anniversary GMK figures. Yes. Please, 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 please. I would love that. Not really Godzilla, but I've been changing the designs for a lot of my kaiju for my series at the moment. Okay, cool. Speaking of painting, I'm almost finished painting my 6-inch Monster X figure. It just took me long enough to do it. That's funny. What are your all's opinions on Crustaceous Rex? I don't know what that means. Speaking of painting, yeah, okay. Did you see that apparently the people who made Godzilla -1 poster are saying that they are starting to work on a teaser poster for the next one? I did not see that. That'd be cool. You agree on the Super 7 take? Nice. You remember Scar King. Good. I'm glad. Appreciating things for the way they are is not only great advice for enjoying kaiju toys, but for life in general. But yeah, mostly for enjoying action figures, let's be real. Yeah, man. It's so funny. Like, when Reaction was first coming out, like, people were very much thrown off by their aesthetic. And I remember saying, and it's probably on one of the Toho Kingdom forum threads, I said, when this line gets to wave 3 or 4, you're going to see a huge turnaround and people wishing that they got in on wave 1. And this other dude was like, nah, man, that's not going to happen. And then what happened? Like, wave 3 comes out and it's Baragon and... Was it? No, that was wave 4. Wave 4, Baragon and Mogera. They sell out, like, immediately. You know, we're now wave 7. We've got Titanosaurus. Like, yeah, at some point, people stop being disappointed in things, you know, for what they wanted them to be, and they start appreciating them for what they are. And as Tom has said, it's good advice for life in general. Let's see. Foggy Fate. What Toho monster would you most want to see brought into GXK3? So I know everyone's going to say, like, Destroyer or Space Godzilla or Biolante. I would love to see, like, Anguirus or Baragon. I think that they would be fun. Good morning, Mr. Kaiju. Would you think adding the TriStar Goji as a cameo or full-fledged MonsterVerse Titan be a good thing or a bad thing? Like, you add him as a subspecies of Godzilla? I think we've been through this rodeo once before, and it would be best not. I really want Baragon 2001. You and me both. Oh, Crustaceous Rex is from the 1998 Godzilla series. The Crustaceous? The name did look kind of familiar. I don't really have any strong opinions on him. I still doubt we'll get a Godzilla 98 figure for Monsters that soon, though. It'll take them this long to make an Anguirus figure. Who knows how long it'll be till we get a Godzilla 98. Well, I guess we'll just have to see. Would you blackwash any of your kaiju figures at all? I would probably add a blackwash to, like, one of my Playmate Shimos. And I still might. Do you think the Minus sequel will release at the end of this year? No. God, no. We had a 1-year notice for -1. We will need more notice for the next one. What are your top 3 Godzillas? Yours are 1974, GMK, 2004. Oh, because they were like my third parent. That's funny. GMK, G55, and maybe Shin. Yeah. Petition to make a Baragon plush. I do think that you will see more Toho plushes coming out this year. I think you'll see some. I'm still waiting on Gargantua's reaction. It's a good idea, isn't it? Anguirus, my beloved. I just got Monster Arts Mecha King Ghidorah, and wow, they really knocked it out of the park. Old Monster Arts was so great with their Toho figures. Yeah, it looks like a great release. I get why Monster Arts and Haya toys dominate kaiju figures discussion, but Super 7 is right up there in my opinion. It's quite the time to be alive with all this merch. I love it, even though my wallet doesn't. Yeah, that is it. You said it right there. I said it earlier in the stream. It reminds me of, like, the whole Xbox versus PlayStation 3 debates from when I was a kid. How Nintendo Wii was also there along those two, but, like, it was the underpowered console that just wanted to make fun stuff. And I feel like that's a really great analogy for where Super 7 is. If Monster Arts collabs with an anime or franchise like Evangelion, I hope they cross over with Attack on Titan or repaint Monster X as Reiner Braun, as they are both armored. That'd be pretty cool. I'd love to get some more Attack on Titan stuff out in the market. Put Eber in the Monsterverse and just have him murder everyone and take over the world. Based. Do you think it's possible to have a Godzilla multiverse movie where all Godzilla will appear on it? If yes, who do you think would be the main Godzilla? I think if we have learned anything, it is that people are over the Monsterverse. Or not the Monsterverse, the multiverse. Excuse me. Final Monsterverse movie should be like Final Wars. A bunch of Hollow Earth creatures destroying the world and stuff. Yeah, that could be cool. -1 follow-up will be 2026, and GXK3 will be 2027. I could see this. Yeah, I could definitely see this as the timeline. I'd love to see in Monsterverse Monster X Kaiser Ghidorah as the final Monsterverse villain. Crystal Rodriguez, hello, welcome in, Crystal. Good to see you. Gorosaurus versus Orga versus Megaguirus versus Zilla. Who's coming out on top? I feel like Orga would try to eat everyone. This past year's really put me in debt. That's funny. What's your next Godzilla-based purchase? The next big one I'm expecting is Wave 5 of Toho Ultimates from Super 7, which is like $255, I think, end of next month. Ghidorah versus Megalon. Who's winning this one? Well, if you ask Ryan from Goji Guy, it's Megalon. And that it will always be Megalon. Gotta go. Great talking with you. Have a great night. Stay safe. You too. Good luck with your math homework. Who would you like to see Godzilla crossover with next? Can't be done before. I do think that a Pacific Rim crossover would be neat. Like as a one-time thing, not as a sustained, like merge Pacific Rim into the Monsterverse. Not like that. I think, but a one-shot crossover would be fun. What do you think of new original kaijus for Godzilla? Some prefer OGs, but I think they are great. Since they increased the roster of kaijus and diversity, like Orga and Shimo. Yeah, I think that new monsters is, I think you need new monsters, and that it would be nice to bring in older monsters in new and fresh ways when it makes sense to, but only once in a while. Right? Like you gotta move forward. You can't keep relying on the past. You need to have new characters, new monsters with new stories, new powers. Otherwise, you just sort of stagnate. You rely on cheap nostalgia. I think Heisei Godzilla is the definitive Godzilla. It sure seems that way. Not interested in multiverse, but I want to see my beloved Showa do how my beloved Showa is doing nowadays. That's funny. Barugan versus Baragon would be funny. Who's the better Ebera? Obviously. I can't believe no Godzilla like big games have come out, especially with 2 new films back to back. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Crystal, who would win this fight? Behemoth versus Queen Muto. Whichever one you want to win. I really want to enjoy Showa Godzilla, but I just can't. Hey man, it's all good. You don't have to like it. Okay? Don't worry about it. You're okay. Comic or film Pacific Rim? I think a comic. Films are too expensive to make to like take a gamble on something like Godzilla versus Pacific Rim. A comic, fairly low stake, makes sense to me. Now that we've got Anguirus Monster Arts, Broom is leaving me in suspense. Broom, hit me with it. I just want to know when we're going to get a Parrot Frog. Who will be the first to make Parrot Frog? Now that we've got Anguirus Monster Arts, Baragon when? Great question. Hopefully sometime soon. Tiamat versus Kong, unfair in that new weird platformer Monsterverse game. It's whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't mind seeing new monsters as long as they look cool and have a personality of their own rather than feeling copy-paste of an already existing monster. Very, very, very fair point. It shouldn't feel like a cheap knockoff of an existing character. It should feel like a brand new, fresh character. 100% agree. 84 Goji Monster Arts are high when? Hopefully soon. I'm thinking Monster Arts would make a supercharged Godzilla evolved. I think that's a no-brainer. I think that's a easy repaint, and I feel like an absolute moron for not including it in my 2025 predictions video. People started commenting like, yeah, like Heat Ray / supercharged version evolved, right? And I was like, oh my god, yeah, I absolutely should have included that. Rodan versus Batcha should be a Monsterverse movie, in my opinion. That'd be kind of cool. Shimo versus Destroyer. We need a Godzilla 1998 figure. Tiamat comic design was dope. The film design made her feel like a Timu Manda. That's really funny. The Spiral statue is based on the comic one, right? Because the Spiral looks really, really cool. Sorry, guys. I'm starting to tire out. How will people feel if Monster Arts releases a better Shimo? There will be riots in the streets. Where's my 1955 Godzilla? Hopefully sometime soon. Monster Arts could make Energized Godzilla 2. Not sure on that, though. It's kind of weird that they haven't done it yet, isn't it? It's kind of weird. I want to know who's going to be the first to make an articulated Gabara figure. I might know the answer to that one. Michael, hey, we're live. Not for much longer, Michael. It's getting late. But hey, welcome in. Welcome in. Michael, by the way, guys, is buying 4 Monster Arts Shimo figures. Let that sink in. Spidey Knight. Will you buy both Shimos? Nope. Listen. So I'm getting the higher one. The Monster Arts one is a little bit too expensive for me, especially with the whole conversion rate, right? Like I think when you convert it, it's like $350 Canadian, which is it's crazy. But here's the thing, okay? With the SH Monster Arts Shimo. SH Monster Arts Shimo is a controversial figure. It was controversial when it was revealed 9 months ago, and it has continued to remain controversial now that we've gotten the in-hand photos. Like any controversy when it comes to like YouTube and social media, I don't think that people go to reviews to inform their opinion about whether or not they should buy the figure. I think that they go to watch videos that affirm, that reinforce their beliefs about whether or not they should buy this figure. And I simply just do not want to participate when it comes to Monster Arts Shimo. I think that the discourse is going to be absolutely horrid. I think that the people who were never interested in buying in the first place are going to flock to videos that shit on it. And I think the people who were like okay with it are you know, gonna watch videos of people who have historically been, you know, more positive toward Monster Arts. Those are just my thoughts. I could be wrong, but yeah, I'm not getting the Monster Arts Shimo. It's too expensive, and it's just the community discourse is gonna be a shit show if you ask me. All right, so we'll go for a couple more minutes. I just want to make sure I catch up here. I feel like Energized Godzilla and Supercharged Evolved are the most likely to be the next repaints. I agree. Monster Arts Shimo is too overpriced. Fair comment. Remember those GXK repaints everyone hated? I think those were made so they could be released in time for theaters because select theaters had some in stock. Yeah, that's exactly why they did it. There was a demand for them. It's not like people are making these things because they hate money and they want to like burn it, right? It worked out. I don't know what else to tell you. I think the guy who helped sculpt the High Godzilla 2000 also made their own Godzilla 98, so we might have it sooner than we think. Interesting. Haya G14 looks really good, but the dip in quality on the head is kind of shocking. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. It was like I was talking to INS Hobby. They were asking me about the reception of G14, and I was like, yeah, like the head's not great. And so I sent them photos of my copy, and they were like, oh, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look the best. Broom, I got to work early. I'll have a great night or day. Thank you very much for being here, Broom. Good to see you. Continue with the original made kaiju conversation. The original made kaiju I don't like are the ones that are super based on OG kaiju, like some of the singular point kaiju. Ahem Solunga. Okay, but I feel like Solunga was like directly influenced by Gabara, and I don't feel like they even tried to hide that. So, yeah. All right, I have a bit of a hot take. I'm kind of worried about the next MonsterVerse movie. I don't know if people would want a third Godzilla Kong crossover in a row, and without Wingard's vision, just do solo films for now. I don't think anything about what you've just said is a hot take. I feel like I'm there with you. I think that they should separate out Kong and Godzilla for a little bit, just so that when you see them again eventually, it's more special. For sure. Rodan and MonsterVerse, Godzilla MonsterVerse crossover when? Hopefully sometime soon. If Monster Arts makes Energized Godzilla, we'll get it if it's painted like the Monster Arts Burning Godzilla 2019. For some reason, I think there should be a Doug figure from Monster Arts and probably Haya Toys. Yeah. 4 of them just for variance comparison. 3 will go to good homes. You're eating ice cream, Dan? Nice. I wish MonsterVerse would go back to the more serious themes of G14. I feel like that's a fair want. Have a great rest of your night, Kyle. Take care, man. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much, Tom. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. I hope you and the family are doing well. As much as I want to talk about the Monster Arts Shimo when I get it, I already know how the comments will be if I like it. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, ugh. I want to know, what is W Dragon's next Godzilla figure going to be, Shin or 94? Good question. Do you know who Godzilla in Hell is? It's a comic book. Yeah, I have that whole series, actually. MonsterVerse needs a separate Godzilla / Rodan movie and a Kong / Mothra movie. Kong / Mothra would be cool. Muto Prime should be in Monarch Season 2, to be honest. Yeah, it would be cool to see. For sure. All right, gang. That's going to be it from me. We're just past the 2-hour mark. It's getting late, and I got to be up a little bit early. So thank you all so much for stopping by tonight. This was a great chat. Thank you for popping by on basically zero notice. I'm always amazed that as many people show up as they do. Big shout outs again to the folks that donated tonight. Emperor Antonio of Seatopia. And then we had, it was Robo. I want to make sure I get the name right. Where Cybertron Retro Radio donated some money as well. Thank you both for your donations. Thank you, Dan, for the Tim Hortons money. Thank you, Plague Dog, for your 12-month channel membership. And thank you all again for watching. I hope you're all having an amazing 2025 so far. I think there's going to be lots of great stuff coming out later this year. Starting next month in February, we're going to see some really, really cool stuff. Pinky Promise covered here on the channel. Until then, I will see you soon. Talk to you again soon. Good night. Bye-bye, everybody.